Welcome to RoxTalks, the podcast that helps network marketers grow their business on social media. I'm Roxanne Wilson, and today we're going to talk to a Social Stories member. Her name is Michelle Cochran-Wells. She actually not only has one network marketing company, but two, and she does life coaching as well, too. And I wanted to invite her on because we're going to be talking about video. You hear me say often that video is like the number one way for you to connect with your people. You want to connect with your target market. You want to go further and deeper with them. The video is the place to be. But rather than hear it from me, someone who has been doing video for a very, very long time and did home shopping as well, hosting, I think that it's best to bring someone in, Michelle Cochran-Wells, who's gone through the journey and has really implemented video in a big way in her business. Now, just so you know, when she joined Social Stories, and she'll tell you she's doing very little video, and now she does it on a regular basis. And so I want you to hear from her, hear her journey and her tidbits from that side of things on how video can really help you. So let's dive in. Michelle Cochran-Wells, it's so good to see you. How are you doing today?
I am so good today. How are you, Roxanne?
I'm doing very well. It is a balmy day, I guess, in both places, and we're just hanging out. If you're listening to this, I always love to tell you when we're recording this. So this is June 23rd, just to give you kind of an idea of where we are. And we're going to talk all things video. So, of course, this episode, if you've never watched the episodes on video, happens to be on video, you should head over to YouTube or RoxTalks podcast to check it out. Michelle, I wanted to talk to you because I think it's good. You know, I talk about video a lot, but I realize that I've been doing video for a long time. And so the perspective that you can give us on video and your journey on video can be very beneficial indeed. So let's start with just before you started with Social Stories, before you and I started working together, which how long have we been together now?
We have been together almost, a year?
Gosh, almost.
Coming up on a year,
Coming
yeah.
up on a year. I mean, in these days,
I must like you or something. I don't know.
I must adore you as well, too. So there's that Mutual Appreciation Society. But before you dove into Social Stories, tell us what type of videos were you doing for your network marketing business?
Honestly, I probably was not doing very many videos at all.
What?
Yeah, I know. See, you brought it out in me. I would do a couple of videos every now and then just because people told me I had to. That was the way you're supposed to do it. But I had no background, specifics, instructions, directions, anything to go on.
Well, let me ask you this. So you said only when people said you had to. What was your apprehension? Why weren't you doing videos?
Well, I think everybody is self-conscious of being in front of a screen or pictures or own video. And so I was one of those people. I mean, I felt confident enough to do it, of course, but it was the fact that everything had to be perfect because I'm a perfectionist.
Yes,
And
you
so
are.
everything had to be perfect. Like you had to have the perfect lighting. I couldn't have a zit. Everything had to just be in its place. If it wasn't, it was game off, and I would wait till tomorrow and hope that it was a better day.
Oh,
And then
wow.
that would turn out to be 3 days, 4 days, and then there would just be no video that appeared.
See, and I
And
don't think you're alone in that. I think a lot of people feel
right,
that.
right.
Which is funny because reality TV, which when I did reality TV was a newer concept, has been around now for what, maybe 20 years? And people don't always look like the Kardashians on reality TV, depending on what you're watching. I mean, The Bachelor, yeah, they always look perfect too. But in reality, people don't look perfect
Well,
or
I think
act perfect.
everybody compares themselves to somebody else,
Hmm.
and they think that they don't have, the guts to do it or whatever.
Hmm.
And it's not so much because you see so many people who are confident enough to do it, but they actually can't because it's it's hard for them because they see themselves while they're doing the video. And so I think that's a hard thing for people.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point.
So that's really helped me meeting you. You've kind of turned that around.
Yay. Well, that's good because it's made a difference. But before we get into the difference, actually tell us what kind of differences has it made in you're doing video more often. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Before I would plan it and I would never do it because I would talk myself out of it.
Hmm.
So now I actually plan it with content, and I have a calendar of when I'm going to go live and when I'm going to do IGTV, any type of video I have written down. And I also go and research my content beforehand.
Hmm.
So that way I can rehearse it. Being the perfectionist, I can know what I'm going to say and then have, some moments if I have a snafu where I can go and correct things. But yes, I do a lot more live TV, a lot more videos, and it's just totally been a game changer.
When you say a lot more, because you're doing once or twice, like every so often, how often are you doing videos now?
Um, let's see, probably a couple times a week now.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So, and I've just started a series on IGTV,
Yay.
so that's working out well, and it's bringing lots of traffic to my website.
Love that. So and you're growing in spades because of that. So what was it? Okay, so I know you found me. I'm not even sure. How did you find social stories? How did you find me?
I don't know, a rabbit hole on Google maybe.
Good old Google. What made you decide? Because people can just because I'm sitting here like in with the membership teaching you guys how to do video and the best way. And if anyone's listening, the fact of the matter is right now, when it comes to growing your social media presence across really all of the platforms, video is where it's at in a
Absolutely.
huge, huge way. Yes, Instagram stories is where it's at, but even video stories are very powerful. And when you look at different, even social media adjacent platforms like LinkedIn, they're adding in live video and they have video. Pinterest, another adjacent, has video options. So they're realizing that streaming is where it's at. And of course,
Way to go.
TikTok is all
Right.
video. So, Michelle, but just because you hear that doesn't make you do it. Just because you're in a membership where I'm showing you guys how to incorporate video doesn't mean you're doing it. So, what made you do it?
I think one of the things that pushes you to do things from social stories is probably the community. The
Hmm.
community has been a huge help to me. Not only you, yeah, you're to thank for a lot of it, but you also have all of these other people who are cheering you on. And, they're like, oh, we're going to do it today. And you make a pact with them, and hey, we're going to jump on and do a video today. And you've got to hold up your end of the bargain. And you've just got all these people who are appreciating what you're putting out there because they know it takes a lot to put yourself out there because they're in the same boat. And I just love the community and how they cheer you and spur you on and support you. And I've even gotten messages from people after I've done something. They're like, oh my gosh, you did it. You did it. You did such a great job. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And so it's been great to have that support too, especially being an introvert, because I'm not typically that person who wants a bunch of people around. But it's been great to have the support. Plus, actually know how to do it.
Mhm. I that made me so happy you brought up community because I think community is so important. And sometimes as network marketers, we think we're going to walk into a community and it's not what we thought it was going to be, or it's fun and rah rah, but they're not pushing you to really be the CEO of your business.
Right.
And Social Stories does that. And I love and the community. I mean, I thank the good Lord every day for the community that has just spurred over the last year and some change from Social Stories. So I
And you
love that.
should be you should be very, very proud of that because that is hard to achieve,
Well, good
a
people.
community where people feel welcome no matter what. So
That
you should kudos to you, Roxanne.
well, gracias for that. And I love that it was the community that made you feel like, okay, I'm going to step into the water, not with my big toe, but I'm just going to put my whole self, my introverted self out there and do these videos. So you
Yeah.
said, okay, you're going to try it. And then what? So just trying it though, how did you know? And you said you're a very meticulous person. And y'all, let me just tell you, when Michelle joined Social Stories and I did the live IG reboot with her, and we went over your Instagram. Remember that? Like when
How
I
could I forget it?
oh my god, yeah, I guess you couldn't forget that. But when I tell you she's meticulous, if you go to her Instagram, and I think that you should reclaim silence and look and just scroll, 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 like to you'll see the before social stories and the after social stories. She was so meticulous, like lines, everything had to be even. You'll know. It's so I love that you have loosened up a little bit. You still have your meticulousness and you're allowed to
I
keep
do,
that.
and I still love my graph paper, but I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
I'm embracing it.
Yeah. So how did you find organization in the steps of creating video and getting out there?
Organization, as in setting the videos up as far as like what I was going to do and how to put myself out there.
Yeah, you're because that's your happy place, right? If it was all cattywampus, you would be like, I can't do this. Not gonna happen.
Totally turned upside down. I'm a crazy person, which is so funny because in life, what Roxanne doesn't see is that I live from moment to moment. It is just one big adventure. And so for me to say that I'm a planner and perfectionist, that only goes for my career. That's it.
Ah,
So
nice.
yeah, nothing else is. So it was nice to have a plan with social stories.
Mhm.
And I think that was the biggest thing is you laid everything out. And now that you have this amazing pathway that people can follow, that helps tremendously too,
Mhm.
because it does include video components. So
Yes,
I
yes.
love that. But I love the fact that I could have a checklist and I could say, okay, this lighting stinks or this lighting's good or, or even the little prompt at the bottom that says, you can do this. Come on, you can do
Mhm.
it. Get out there.
Mhm.
But as far as getting ready to do a video, coming up with content was a huge issue for me because I wanted to say everything. I wanted to use all the words,
All the big ones too, like the big words?
all the big words. Yes. I mean, because, you just want to sound smarter, right?
Right.
But But yes, and so I needed to find a way to pare things down and to get my point across and to have a really nice introduction that's going to lead them in and to want them to come back and stay for more. And also at the end to have a call to action.
Mhm.
That has been probably one of my biggest tips for me, Roxanne, is coming up with a call to action. Because if you leave them nothing, they go home with nothing.
Yes.
And they have nothing to gain. And so you want to leave them with a question or some type of call to action so that they know how to get you. They know what you can offer them. They know what resources you provide. And so that's been a huge game changer for me instead of
Ooh.
going out there and just spilling my guts.
Right. Well, and that's what we wanna do, like, if we're on video, let me say it all. And that's one of the biggest, drawbacks of live video because you're just like, "Oh, let me just say it all."
Here
Um,
I am.
exactly, like, "Here I am." But when you, like you said, planning, then you know exactly what tidbits you're giving them and you're gonna talk about. Now, you mentioned something about the call to action, and I agree, it's a powerful thing that most people don't do in their videos. How has that changed the reaction that you've gotten from your videos?
Oh, much more. That's a great question. Much more interaction with people. They're not just watching a video and going to the next one, slide. It's not like that. They're actually interacting. They're actually asking questions like, how did you do that? Or how do I find out more? And that's the part that is so enlightening to me. It just took that one simple change in a video to have people to come to me.
Mhm.
And who knew? And I mean, who knew? But it has really changed my business
Yeah.
because I get more people drawn in and more people asking questions. And even people, if I'm just doing a goofy video, even more reaction, or, oh, I've done that before too. I felt so stupid. It's made me more vulnerable with people in my audience.
Ooh, I love and vulnerability is huge. If you wanna
It's
know
huge.
how to connect, you've gotta be real, and when you're real, you're vulnerable. When you're vulnerable, people really respond to that.
They absolutely do. And they know when you're not.
Yeah, exactly. And through this journey, I love that you said that the members who found when they are vulnerable and just told their truth, those are the videos that have become viral. Those are the videos that have taken up, like, just people have gone off like wildfire. So your call to actions, you mentioned you're getting more interaction on your videos, which I love because sometimes people think I'm just doing these videos. What's the point of these? Or are they hearing that in their head from their upline or from their significant other saying to them like, you're spending all this time on social media, you're doing these videos. What is the purpose? How is it growing? I think it's important to realize and recognize, first of all, what the goal is, not only video, but everything. So, what is the goal? What's the overarching goal? I'm quizzing you for a video, but then also, what are your mini goals that you
I haven't had coffee yet. So this quiz could go awry.
you are 2 hours ahead of me.
I know,
We've
girl.
established this.
I'm telling you, girlfriend. Hey, Okay, so my goals with video in general, is that what you're
Mhm.
asking?
Mhm.
Okay. Um, it is basically to let people know that there are other people out there like me who are looking for something bigger. And they realize that things just weren't what they thought they were. And
Mhm.
so that's who I'm trying to attract are people who are looking, obviously looking for me or what I have to offer, but also to help me because it's not just about me helping others, it's about them helping me as well. And that's one thing, side note, I have learned from social stories is that you do help each other. And that's why I love the community. But as far as videos, I've gotten so much more, well, we talked about vulnerable, but authentic is the
Mm.
word
Mhm.
in doing those videos.
So wait, you said your goal was to let people know, like, there are people out there like you, and they're not alone. So wait, are you saying that your goal is not to, like, get them to join you in business immediately from the video? What? What?
Like, yes, yes, Roxanne. Ultimately, the goal is to have people to buy me as a brand
Mhm.
and to join me or become my client or network marketing, whatever their desire is. But they have to buy me first because they're not going to buy from somebody that they can't relate to. And that's what I choose to try to do in my videos. Um, I am not trying to attract a certain type of person, but
Mhm.
I know who I am trying to attract. And I get that just by being me.
That
And,
is huge. Keep going, I'm
and
sorry. Go, go, go.
no, 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 no. That is just how it is. And I didn't used to feel that way. I used to just go do a video and hope somebody would see it and say, oh, maybe I'd like to, buy something, or maybe I would like for her to be my coach or something. And it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. There's too many people out there to just try to have one person out of a million come and find you. You need to find the people who are looking for you. And
Mhm.
there are people who are looking for you.
And it's powerful that you said your goal in a video, because if you go in with the goal saying, I need to sell X amount of product, or I need to, which I've done. I mean, I did home shopping. So yes, we'd go in, you have goals. You want to sell X amount of a certain product on a given day. But even with that, when we did those shows, we'd have those hero products that we knew we wanted to sell a lot of.
Right.
The other products were products to engage people, to get them warmed up for that, to get them happy, and get them, if they've the first time they've been watching me, to know me, to trust me. So when we
Right.
talked about the hero product, we're ready for it. And so I think what you're saying is so important, even when you're doing video on your social media, whatever platform it is. Your goal really is to connect, and video is the fastest, the
Yeah.
cleanest, the best way to do that. Interact with them so that they buy you as the brand. So they're like, I like Michelle. And buying Michelle as the brand costs them nothing but their time and their effort and their dedication, commitment to coming back for more. And
Right.
then the products or the business or the coaching will come.
Right. And the thing with that too is I tell my downlines that you have to let them buy you. But they're like, oh, I need to hit so and so milestone this month, or I need to hit a goal. And I'm like, listen, it's like the movie phrase, if you build it, they'll come. You just be yourself and they will show up. I promise you.
I gotta pause you because I hate that phrase. Because it's not true. Because if I build it and I don't tell anyone, they're not going to just come. There's got to be some type of.
Well, okay. So
I'm sorry, sidebar.
let's rewind just a second and
Yes,
just
ma'am.
let's just talk about your need here. So if you build your brand of yourself, they will come.
Okay, I like that. I like that because the brand is, you're marketing yourself. You're putting yourself out there.
I'm glad I could clarify that because I don't want to look like an idiot here.
You could
So,
never look like an idiot, first of all, Michelle Cochran-Wells.
so
So just forget all that. But I like that. So you build your brand out there.
you
And
build
that
your
goes back to, like, not expecting that quick, we want that quick pill. And network marketing companies are guilty of showing the person who joined and 4 months later they're at the top of the company. And that is,
Hey, you didn't see my eye roll, did you?
I
You did.
did actually
Okay.
see your eye roll. Your glasses did not hide that. That's not realistic. Hey, if that happens to you, awesome sauce, rock it, but that's not realistic. And when you're talking about setting up a stable brand that continues, there's more to it than that. There just is.
There
And that's okay.
absolutely is. And, and you have to think about, like, God forbid something happened to the brand that you're working for. Once they're gone, what happens to you? If you don't have your own brand, you're done.
Amen, sister. And people think that, oh my, that could never happen to my company. You don't know. You really don't know. I
You
mean,
have no clue.
at if you do like some history, just like research, I'm gonna say Beachbody and the
Uh-huh.
trajectory of Beachbody and how it's changed. Because once upon a time, Beachbody was just distributors, just consultants. Now you can buy their products without they've changed the whole structure, which if you dig a little deeper, does not make the network marketers very happy, understandably. But things change. And at the end of the day, the company is making changes for themselves. They like you,
Right.
but
But
exactly. So I think that's really important to remember. But your personal brand, people can't take that away from you. That is you. That is all you.
absolutely. And then you can take it with you wherever you go.
Absolutely. Okay,
So
so you started doing video. You used the blueprints in social stories, and I love that you mentioned the success paths because when y'all get your hands on those, social stories 2.0, it really gives it even bite sizes it even better than before.
it
So
actually just breaks everything down into a nice little package.
yeah, have you done it's okay if you haven't, but have you looked at some of the new videos I put out there?
I have. They're
Oh, you
awesome.
have?
They rock. Hey, I am the overachiever here. Of course I've went and looked at the
Okay.
videos.
True story. Because you're past those levels. If you are familiar with the levels and blueprint, she really is at CEO status. So it's fun because she's doing all the things. But there was a time when she wasn't. And she actually started when you joined Social Stories, you weren't, but you
No,
are now.
absolutely not. No
Yeah.
clue. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And you've totally taken everything and honed in on it. And we've actually developed the brand from there. You probably don't know that you really have helped develop a brand. I mean, I had a brand before,
Yeah.
but you just took it and like a little thing of Play-Doh and just
Oh,
helped
that
mold it.
I did not know that. That makes me happy because your brand has always rocked the Casbah, but you getting clarity on it
Mhm.
and really knowing where you're going with it, that's huge. And I've seen
And
people.
on a side note,
Yeah.
I think a lot of my downline have been using social stories. And that has been incredible as a leader and a mentor for them to see the incredible changes. I mean, it blows me away. People who had alpacas as their profile pictures and and even like teenagers coming out of college at a young age and trying to get into network marketing, they're really seeing their potential with social media because I think a lot of these younger kids are kind of like, oh my gosh, Facebook was for my mama.
Mhm.
Or at this point, maybe my grandma. And and they don't see how it can help. And you've been great at implementing that into my downline to help them focus on how they can attract their brand and their market. Um,
Oh,
so that's been a huge, huge, huge help to me.
well, that is huge. I didn't expect for you to say that. So thank you so much for that. And that's my goal. I mean, listen, are teenagers my target market? No. But I'm very happy if they are learning from what's in there. Notice I said that, y'all. And you're like, I can't believe you just said teenagers are your target market. They're not. Men
they're
are
not.
not my they're not. Men are not my
They're not
target
mine
market.
either.
Yeah. But when you do your thing well, you're going to attract all the others. They're all going to come. And that's fantastic. That's just it's affirmation that you're doing what you're doing well and you're connecting with them.
Absolutely, but it's like passing it down the little family tree. Like, oh, where'd you learn that from? I learned it from Roxanne, such
And
and
then
such,
you have to teach them less, which is also awesome.
which is a saving grace.
Because now we should talk about this through your journey with in your time with your businesses, but also with the impact of social stories, you've actually added another network marketing company.
I have, can I say the name?
Yes, you can. That's fine.
I have actually added Solvasa which is an East meets West company out of San Francisco, that area. So I'm really, really excited because I've been waiting for this company for a while.
And you should say it's integrative beauty.
It is integrative
Yeah.
beauty,
Mhm.
right. A couple of things that are, we're just getting started, ground level, not a whole lot of products yet, but huge potential. And I feel like I feel like I'm home.
I love that. Here's what I want, because some people might think, wait, why did she join another one? When you realize that this channel works, it's hard for you not to join another one
Absolutely.
because you get it. And there are new ones cropping up. 2020, there have been a lot of great, in 2020, 2019, great network marketing companies that have come out of the woodworks. And if you've learned all your things, why wouldn't you apply them to another one and rock it? So that
Right.
is, I think, a normal progression. What's interesting is if this is your first time in network marketing company, you might not even think of like, wait, doing another one? But then this light switch for some turns on and they're like, you know what? I'm an entrepreneur and I am getting the social media thing. I'm doing the video and I really want to take that to another level and
Right.
do all the things with another one. So congrats to you on that. And watching you like do that journey has been really exciting too.
Thank
What
you.
has video done for you with the new company?
And the new company, it's allowed me to put myself out there more because I'm going to tell you in the beginning, I preached you do one company and that's it. You need to be loyal. And I am all about loyalty. But I also, like you said, being an entrepreneur, I'm always looking for opportunity.
Mhm.
And that's just what drives me is opportunity. And I get bored really easily. So um, so, once I hope I get something going, then it's like, okay, there's more opportunity. Why am I just sitting here on my laurels and not doing something when I could be productive? Um, my family hates that, by the way, because I can't sit and watch a movie. So, but that's one thing is really helped me to come out of the woodwork and say, hey guys, I found something that I think might interest you. And this time it's not based on a product. The products are great. I love the products. It's based on the founders and it's based on what they're bringing to the table as far as what can help me um, in my body and my health and my mindfulness and my wellness. And that's the thing, because I do life coaching and I've preached this stuff for years to my clients. And so this was a perfect fit to bring in more gratitude and all of those things that people need in their life right now, especially after pandemic.
Not after, it's still going, but keep going.
Well, after the start of a pandemic, how about
There
that?
you go. Yeah.
And people have so much stress in their lives. And I think videos have really brought a lot of people out to say, hey, wait a minute, I may be stressed, but there's something that I can do to help
Yeah.
myself. And that's what this company's brought to me. But as far as videos, that's been the best thing is just going out there and just being able to be myself and say, you know what, today I just took a really long walk and just kind of meditated.
Mm.
You don't have to be busy all the time. And so people see you doing that on video and they think, well, she runs a business. How is she not busy all the time? But that is part of my busy. So
That's really great. And it's funny you say that because there's a whole, I'm going to get it wrong, but there's a whole on YouTube, there's a whole like movement for three initials. I can't remember what it is, but basically you just watch people like they talk like this. They talk very quietly. Oh, and these videos go
where's my hearing aid?
they literally whisper everything they're talking about. Like I cannot remember what it's called, but they're super hella popular. Listen, you don't have to be busy on a video to be, I hate that word, but you don't have to be moving and growing on a video to grow a following. So that's funny.
Okay, Roxanne, gotta go now. Gotta go find these people.
I can't remember what it is, but there's initials to it.
And that's like that. What do they talk about?
You're gonna make me look it up during this, aren't you? I'll tell you,
No.
but because I'm like, what is it? I will tell you in a second. But
Whispers.
I'm looking up Whisper right now on Google. Whisper videos. There's actual name for it?
Seriously?
Somebody listening is like yelling at us going, it's called such and such. ASMR, maybe? ASMR. And ASMR stands for, we've just taken like a total autonomous sensory meridian response. You just look that up. It's a thing. It's a thing. Okay. So all that to say, what I love to do when I have Social Stories members on the podcast, couple things. First thing I'm going to do is ask you, what are your 3 top tips for someone who's considering doing video in network marketing? But first, let me ask you this. What is your favorite platform to do video on? Social media platform.
Favorite platform. I love IGTV.
And why?
I think it's simple. I think it's easy. Facebook just seems kind of, I don't want to say outdated.
Can't believe you said that. Mark Zuckerberg is now like mad at you, but keep going.
But you know what? If Mark Zuckerberg knows me, then I don't have a problem, right?
Oh yeah, that's true.
No, I love Facebook. I didn't mean to throw it under the bus. I use it daily. But I just love the whole Instagram approach to things. IGTV being part of Instagram. To me, it's just simple. It's easy. And I don't necessarily get lost in the shuffle of Facebook. And not only that, but in the shuffle of me scrolling instead of doing what I need to do and putting things out there. I get lost in, let me see what they had for lunch yesterday, or how did their dog do that? And I feel like with IGTV, I don't get lost that much.
You're able to pop them in and you're getting traction with it. And it is okay for you to say you don't like Facebook. That's totally fine. I was giving you a hard time. So,
okay,
but that's your happy place.
That's my happy place.
My next question for you is, what are your top 3 tips for someone who's considering doing video?
Doing video. First of all, what do they say? Content is king, video is queen. Is that what they say?
It is now.
Yeah. I think you have to have your content before you do the video. The content is key. If you don't have content, I mean, granted, I know there's people out there watching other people clean their houses and stuff on YouTube. That's a big thing.
But that's not your business. If you're doing network marketing, you need content.
No, it's not my business, but I'm just saying there are people out there who are spending time doing this. And so I think you have to have your content. You have to know what you want to attract people to. And so content is by far the biggest thing. And if you go off track, off road, that's fine. Just, stick to it and go with it. The second thing I think is to just be somewhere where you normally are. Your environment that you live in, people don't want to see some corporate boardroom where you're faking it. They want to know where you live. They want to see your environment, your coziness, or whatever it is that you're bringing to the table. And so I think environment is a big one. Right. Find your place. I guess you think of like Glennon Doyle. Is that okay to mention?
Yeah,
like
of course.
Doyle, doing it out of her home. Podcast and talking to kids every day, about things. And you just know that that's where she's going to be. And it almost feels like you're part of that home. So I think environment is probably number 2. Number 3 is, gosh, I'm going to cringe saying this. Lighting.
Yeah.
Lighting. Yes. And we won't even go into the fact of how long it took us to set up lighting today, because that was a while without coffee. That's probably not a good thing. So I think you need to know how your lighting looks. You need to make sure that you're not looking like this white ghost and,
or dark, totally dark, and no one can see you. Contrast.
Yes.
Yeah.
And take the weather into account too, if it's a dreary day.
There you go. Lighting is everything. Those are awesome. So what I like to do, thank you so much, Michelle, and this has been fantastic. What I love to do with my members who are on the podcast is I love to allow you to do the tech tip and the, ta-da, surprise, the tech tip and the mindset moment. So we're going to be right back. I'll give you a quick second and then we'll go right into it. Okay?
Sounds good.
I want you guys to know I gave Michelle Cochran-Wells, who we're here talking to today, about 30 seconds of a pause.
Oh,
And,
like 2 milliseconds.
and now we're right back with it. So let's hear it. What's your tech tip for network marketers?
My tech tip, which we're hoping is a tech tip, is basically when you're doing your videos and you want to, make them look all pretty and everything when you post them. But the thing is, you don't have to make them look pretty. That's just a total preference. But I like to go in and just add some quirky little things. If I'm not going live, obviously live is a different beast, but recording videos, I love to go in and just put, some types of humor. If I've messed up, if I've done something like, I've got tongue twisted, maybe just a little emoji or something like, wow, she really screwed that up.
And
Or
how do you do that?
I do that using Pick Play Post,
Uh-huh.
and that's one of my favorites. So yeah, I use Pick Play Post a lot.
Pick, play, post, and we'll put the link to that app. I love that app as well too. Below on a RoxTalks podcast, so you can check that out. So that's where you do your videos and you add your
That's
GIF.
where I edit everything and take out, anything that I really messed up. So,
nice, fantastic. See, that wasn't so bad. Mindset moment. Tell us a little bit. Give us a mindset moment now, too, please.
A mindset moment for me is. Actually, this is the craziest thing, but the mindset moment for me on a daily basis is sitting in my car at Starbucks. Yes, and just getting a Frappuccino and sitting there and turning off everything. And that first sip moment, yes, I could be an advertisement for Starbucks. But that first sip moment is just, I think about how the day's been. I think about what I need to do. I process everything, and it just gives me a moment to just wind down. Of course, you can do that at home with anything.
No. But so what I hear you saying is find your happy place. Yours is
Absolutely
with your Starbucks, and
yes.
have that moment where you're just doing that thing you love. Maybe it's listening to crashing waves or music or whatever, getting your favorite tea or your Starbucks, and have that moment with yourself and just think about your day.
Absolutely. It's big hair music or it's NPR for me. So
nice. I love it. So good. See, that was harmless. That was totally harmless.
Okay, it was harmless.
Thank you so much, Michelle. If you want to learn or get to know Michelle Cochran-Wells, all of her information, of course, is on the RoxTalks podcast page. You can also just run over to Reclaimed Silence on Instagram, because that's her happy place, online, and you can find her. And I would love for you to do a story for us on Instagram. Like, show us that you're watching this podcast, tag both of us, and let us know what you learned from it, what you loved from it. Love to hear that from you.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I've got Reclaimed Silence is actually associated with my personal name too. So it's probably easier to, the Michelle Cochran-Wells.
Michelle Cochran-Wells. Okay, great. So Michelle Cochran-Wells it is, and we'll put that on there. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
A little behind the scenes when we're shooting this, listening to this, as you listen to this, this was recorded June 23rd. So I am in the throes of, we've got Social Stories is launching on July 12th, 13th, that week. I'm very excited about all the changes, but we're doing a lot of revamping as a team. We're just making it even better than it already is. And so that's really been my focus, and I cannot wait to share it with you. By the way, if you've heard about Social Stories and you're like, I want to know about this launch, I want to get in on this, I highly recommend that you head over to RoxTalks podcast. Of course, I'll have a link right there where you can join the waiting list to get on the Social Stories waiting list. So when it opens back up next month, I already told you the date. That's the first time I've announced it publicly. I love y'all. You can be the first to get in line to join Social Stories and be part of this amazing community that Michelle was talking about that really is going to help you grow your business on social media and also become that CEO that I know you're meant to be. So stick around for that. Check out that link. And I just want to remind you that you are not ahead. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. Thank you so much for listening and being part of this community. And I cannot wait to see you back here next week for another great episode. Take care.